Blessings, everyone. Today's spirit was very strong and came through and nudged me to do an oracle reading for the divine counterparts. But before I do this, what I have to make very clear is that everything that Spirit has showed me, particularly, and during a near-death experience I had when I was very young, is very vastly different than what most that are speaking about the divine counterpart, or the other name they call it is a twin flame union, is out there. So I'm saying ahead of time that what Spirit brings through, in my case, I'm just a messenger. When I do these are channeled readings. I'm listening as Spirit comes through and brings the messages with this. And one of the things that came through before the reading that Spirit wants to remind everyone of is that divine counterparts are not the same soul. They are not a soul or a spirit split into two. These are the breath of Source created two souls, a bond, an eternal bond that is symmetry. They're two beautiful, resonating fragments of Source, as we all are, that have a purpose that intertwines. It's a continuous pulsation. It's a polarity. And so we do have some that have spoken about that the divine union is duality. And there is some truth to that because we have polarities. But they are their own soul fragment of Source, expressing love through light here. It's not a soul split into two. And there isn't this dynamic of a runner and a chaser and a runner that when divine counterparts remember each other, they're magnetized. There's no separation. There isn't this one is married and this one is single, or this one is going through the dark night of the soul and this one has done all the work and healing. Because they are a polarity and because they are magnetized and they work together, that they are learning and expanding in each other's presence. So even if one is struggling and one isn't in that moment, they are magnetized with the same energy frequencies that they will be meant to come together to help each other. It's always the promise. The promise is to be of service together and to ignite each other. So if you have met someone that is your divine counterpart and they're in a relationship and they're not connecting with you, it's not because they have work to do or that's how it is and you're just in separation. That's impossible. That's like saying that Source is separated from us. We know this is an illusion. And yes, there are teachers out there who say, and that's the point, we're in separation, it's the illusion, we're still together. No, if a divine counterpart is in a relationship, it's not your divine counterpart because it's aligned that they are to come together. There's no work that they have to do separately that's going to align them. As soon as they connect, they're brought together. And if they don't, then they're just missing out on that. They're in a space of their polarities are pushing apart. So it has nothing to do with inner work, shadow work. It has nothing to do with running and chasing, because they're magnetized. It's like stepping into the light. Any of us that are ready to go home, we want to go home and we want to step into the light. We want to expand the light. it couldn't be that we wouldn't. And so with that, I'd like to begin the reading. The first deck of cards they're going to use is the energy that's going on between the twin flames right now. It's kind of like the dynamic that they're sharing in the moment. Then the second one is going to be a lesson that they're sharing in the moment. They're kind of in a symmetry with it. And the third one will be the Ascended Master that's working with them through this. So first, I would like to say thank you to Source for allowing me to be a medium of light. And I ask the energy of the divine counterparts and their guides and Ascended Masters to please step forward and bring a message for them for the highest good. Thank you, I'm grateful. And as always, I shuffle. The first is embodying Source. The second will embody Spirit. And the third will embody the soul, which is the story that we're playing out here. And then I just move the cards and Spirit will pull the one that is, they just kind of nudge me when they want that one. Sometimes it flies out of the deck. Oh, okay. So we have one that flew out. And that is Healing Family Issues. Your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. So as the energy is expanding and coming closer, Spirit is saying that in order to magnetize stronger and bring the whole together, there's a strong karma that's being healed as the divine counterparts come together. Through their love and their union, they're able to encourage each other to heal this family karma. I know there's a big push. A lot of people are getting interested in the constellation, the family constellation healing. And this is a beautiful way that twin flames, divine counterparts, can access this profound karmic healing with generations and elders, and because everyone at this time has come together on this planet, and we are the generations that are healing these generational wounds. And so one of the beautiful support systems that we have is when we are in full connection with our divine counterpart. None of this running and chasing, none of this illusion that we're doing this shadow work. As we're healing family karma, we are together. We need each other's energy to do this. So they will not be pulled apart during this. This isn't an individual experience. This is both of them supporting each other through this. Okay, and the next cards that I'm going to be working with is the Hidden Truth Oracle. And this will be kind of like the energy that is unfolding between them as they're working through this, as they're supporting each other through the healing, as they're coming together, and it may be one or the other or both. It could be a triggering thing in a family dynamic. Maybe they're blending families. There's so many different aspects to this. But this will be kind of like the energy that's being embodied through all of this. Okay, and that one is fallen out. I love you unconditionally. You see, this is the Hidden Truth Oracle. And the truth is, Spirit's saying, in order to heal a family dynamic, or create one's own family, there must be unconditional love. And the message that's coming through with this is, this goes in hand with the fact that whatever the divine counterparts are dealing with, the other balances it out. They are the symmetry. They are the symbiosis. They are the polarity. So this false pretense that we have to go off on our own and do the work and come back, just as humanity, we all have work to do. But the blessing of the divine counterparts is that they balance that out. They need each other to do the work. because they're mirrors. They are not the same soul. They are reflecting each other in a way that will be recognized. If there is one of the twin flames that's having a difficulty with a parent, maybe the parent is aggressive and they're healing the family dynamic. Spirit is saying that the other will have all those puzzle pieces that fit in to help the twin flame that's dealing with the aggressive parent, so they can walk the talk and express personality traits and energy imprints that will help flow with an aggressive parent. They are the embodiment of what is lacking. The twin here may be very, very quiet and pull back when there is aggression, where this twin is very forthcoming and very solid and able to verbally express in a respectful way what needs to be said. And so they balance each other out. And so the unconditional love it's the truth of this whole purpose of this. If you love someone unconditional, they don't have to work on themselves for you to love them. And we just find all these delusional reasons to have this runner-chaser dynamic because somebody's obsessed with somebody else. It's not a divine union. A divine union is divine. Source doesn't have any of these mental opinions or ideologies placed on us. That's in our head. That's in our mental world. We're making excuses. If we trust in the divine, we know that there's none of that needed. They walk with us unconditionally. So whatever space you're in, you could be homeless and need a kidney transplant and be working with severe depression and weight issues. It doesn't matter. Your divine counterpart is going to love you unconditional. And for whatever that you're struggling with, they're going to be the perfect balance of that. It's a promise, an eternal promise, just like Source. Source is not separated from us, wouldn't deny us, wouldn't ask us to do something in order to be loved other than just being what we are. And so the third card is the Ascended Master that is working, or that the divine counterparts can call on to help through these certain situations, especially if it is healing a family dynamic. They need all the help that they can get, because we know that that can be a challenge. So I'm just going to take this and pull that through. I'm saying to take this one. Katumi. Stay focused. And this Ascendant Master is saying, simply stay focused on the unconditional love. Stop putting conditions on this. Stop being obsessed with it. We do not draw the twin flame. We do not manifest the divine counterpart. We do not co-create any of this. It just is. All we have to simply do is just allow it. Recognize them. That's the biggest challenge, because what the Master is saying is that we get so unfocused, we get distracted. We want it to be a certain person. We want it to be a certain dynamic. And then we want to start giving it all these different regulations and rules, like a checklist of what a divine union should be. That there's this person that's always running and doing this work. And then there's the chaser that has to constantly lift the energy, and this one is ready and this one isn't ready, and this one is in a relationship and this one isn't, and oh, there's childhood wounding, and then this one's doing shadow work. It's nonsense. Katumi is saying, as we approach the Ascended Masters for guidance, they say, brethren, they never, ever step away from us. We are chelas. We are learning. And in this space, so is the divine counterpart. Stay focused. Stay focused on the light in your heart. And stay focused on the unconditional love. Because if this is time for the divine union and the divine counterparts to come together, it's not because there was work done. It's because we love ourselves enough to recognize when it's coming forward. It's loving ourselves enough to accept whatever imbalances we have and allow the divine counterpart to grow with us in that sacred space. To stay focused. Don't get detoured. Don't look at checklists. Don't go on the internet and start reading about the dynamics of twin flames, because everyone has their perception of this. It's all experience here. And just know that we're all deserving of this. You don't have to work on anything to have this. Either we have one, it's an eternal promise, or there isn't. But stay in the space of love. And from there, you'll recognize them, because that's the most difficult part. We have so many people. We want to be the divine counterpart because we've fallen in love with them. And there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to have a divine counterpart. You don't have to love someone so much that they must be the divine counterpart. Not everyone has made that eternal promise. Maybe their soul in spirit doesn't need that. That's not the experience that they've come to have. So I hope this message finds everyone well. And take what resonates and leave the rest. I do ask that no matter what you're listening to on the internet, or no matter what videos or teachers, gurus, so on and so forth, that we're connecting with for some kind of clarity and guidance on this divine union dynamic, that no matter what, stay aligned with Source. From there, the beingness, the light of being, the purpose will always reveal, and it will become clear for us. Allow the love. That's the most important part. Because nothing, no thing could ever hold the density in a space of love. Thank you, everyone. Beautiful blessings.